Palworld's creator Pocket Pair is on an ongoing lawsuit against Nintendo. Why? Because of some patent infringement according to Nintendo themselves. But let's be real here. The reason they did this is because they got threatened. Threatened by how fast Palworld was growing. It broke records across the gaming industry like it's the messiah of gaming last year. Hence, Nintendo realized that they need to put a stop to it. Today we aren't talking about the lawsuit, instead we are gonna discuss why Pokemon badly needs Palworld right now, which will also answer the question as to why Palworld needs to win the said lawsuit. So what is Pokemon exactly? For those who don't know, Pokemon is a role-playing game developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, which is basically still Nintendo. It has a quite unique take on RPG because it focuses on catching monsters and let these monsters fight for them, instead of the usual format of the RPGs where the players fight by themselves. Hence, it drove a lot of players because of how unique and surprisingly fun the concept is, at least back then. Moving forward, I think pre-pandemic or during the pandemic, I can't really say for sure now, but years ago, people are already feeling that Pokemon games are becoming stale. Same format of turn-based system where you pick a command, wait for your opponent, pick a command again, wait again, and then it will eventually end with either you winning or losing the battle. Don't get me wrong, turn-based isn't bad. I fucking love turn-based games. I grew up with it. But the problem with it is it's very repetitive. So you need to always think of ways on how to innovate such mechanic, like how Persona 5 and Expedition 33 did. These games added little details to their turn-based system that it came out fresh to us players, and a lot of people love those games to the core. Pokemon on the other hand literally has the same turn-based system going on from the day Gen 1 games were released, before Arceus hit the platform. It was like you play one Pokemon game and you literally has played every single Pokemon game out there. Nintendo actually felt this. They felt that the players are starting to notice how stale the game has become. It felt rushed and devoid of soul. It was like a product made just to profit out of the gamers' hard-earned money. No passion, no love, nothing. Hence, Nintendo decided to make Arceus and release it to the public on 2022. And as expected, it was well received. It was the innovation that longtime fans have been waiting for ages. While some still criticize it because its main criticism is how bad the graphics look compared to Breath of the Wild when those two games were literally under Nintendo's umbrella. Even then, more people loved the said game. It was something new, it was fun, it was captivating. And it didn't end there. At that same year, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were released to the public. And it has the same open exploration as Arceus. It was such a fresh look on the mainline Pokemon series. In short, it's an amazing Pokemon game. That's how good it is. Of course, there are some bugs here and there that made some people raise their eyebrows, but the overall reception is, I would say, quite nice. Hence, during that time, we can totally say that Pokemon is finally back. So yeah, that's pretty much the short version of the Pokemon history since I don't really want to drag on the Pokemon stuff as we're not really discussing Pokemon here. I just want to give a quick background, especially for those who don't know what Pokemon is. Anyway, let's move forward. Everything for Nintendo and Pokemon was fine until January of 2024 came. A new RPG survival game that also focuses on monster catching got released to the public's attention. It was Palworld, a game about catching Pokemons while also trying to survive in the harsh environment the players are in. It was well received by many. In fact, it even broke records, hence Nintendo got threatened and challenged them in court. So that's pretty much it. It's like a Pokemon game with survival aspect or genre in its side. So it's like a combination of the two. Now, to the million-dollar question, why does Palworld need to win the lawsuit? Why do they need to survive? Because Pokemon badly needs a threat. It needs a rival. Not another half-baked remake, not another broken launch, not another Pokemon-inspired game that has so many microtransactions. Just like what you can see in a lot of mobile games out there. Palworld, for all the memes, is doing something Game Freak hasn't done in 25 years. It's taking the monster catching formula and actually evolving it. There's crafting, survival mechanics, free movement, combat that doesn't feel like a Game Boy emulator from 1998, and is actually a fun game. Also, unlike Pokemon, Palworld, aside from being an RPG, has another genre of being a survival game as well. Just like I said earlier, it's similar to games like Ark Survival Evolve, and maybe Rust as well, those type of games. And because of those two unusual genre combination, people actually loved it. Even the Pokemon community, who loves Pokemon more than anyone else, after trying this game, they immediately adored it, because it was another innovation to the said Pokemon genre. There's really no genre called Pokemon, but just for the sake of this video, we'll call it that, okay? To make it shorter and quicker. Imagine having the Pokemon mechanics where you can catch your monsters and have them fight for you. And to top it off, you can also fight with them. You can team up with your monster to beat the shit out of anyone in the said game. Of course, you can't really do specific command timing like in turn-based system where you control literally everything, because AI is what drives your pals here. By the way, Palworld's monsters are called pals, in case you don't know yet. But having AI control your pals instead of yourself, that actually adds to the immersion, because if you are fighting with your pal, you are trusting their decision to fight while also doing your own thing to help them. You are now like two separate individuals teaming up to win against the adversaries. And it feels more real and immersive than controlling every move your monster makes. And it's not exclusive to fighting as well. You can build a fucking house, have your pals help you with building and other chores. You can even plant crops just like in any other survival games out there. And your pals are more than willing to help you with these tasks as long as the game allows them to do so. You need to water your crop, your water-based pals can do it for you. Construction job, they can do it too. Need campfire? Your fire-based pals will blow the job out of that task. You need to fly? They can do it too. That's why they got sued, because Pokemon also have the monster mount system. All I'm saying is, your pals in Palworld is not limited to fighting and exploring. They are literally the definition of your virtual best friends. Just like in the anime of Pokemon. I could actually argue that they feel more alive than Pokemons. At least by game design. And if I haven't said this earlier, I really do think that this is what Pokemon games should have been if the developers didn't get complacent. If they kept innovating Pokemon back then, they could have easily achieved this or even better than this. But since they got too complacent and too comfortable, because let's face it, no matter what they do, or not even do, as long as they slap the name Pokemon on their game, it will sell. And now Pokemon is suffering from an inferiority complex. Just compare the latest Pokemon games, which are Scarlet and Violet, if I'm not mistaken. Compare it to Palworld. Objectively speaking, Palworld has an edge. The only advantage the Pokemon games have is the story. That's pretty much it. The essence of having a monster partner, a pet, is easily won by Palworld. It's not even a contest. The immersion is just next level. Here's the deal. Pokemon has no reason to try anymore. They know you'll buy it. Your little cousin will buy it. Your grandma probably might buy it. So they rush out undercooked games, slap Pikachu and the Pokemon title on the box, and cash in. But Palworld? Palworld dares to compete. And that's why Nintendo is freaking out right now. Nintendo's sniffing around with lawyers, probably hoping they can bury Palworld before it grows any bigger. But here's the thing. If Palworld loses this fight, it's not just them. We all lose. Because without competition, Pokemon will just keep getting lazier. It's like sports. No rival, no reason to train because you're gonna end up winning anyways. No challenge, no evolution, no innovation. If Nintendo successfully kills Palworld in court, they're not protecting creativity. They're just protecting their monopoly. We need Palworld to win, not just for the game itself to survive, but for the whole gaming industry to thrive. Because when Pokemon has to try, we all get better games. And honestly, it's about time someone rivals them. Someone challenges them. And as the old saying goes, competition breeds excellence. So yeah, that's about it. What do you guys think? Are you on Nintendo's side or on Pocket Pair's? Anyway, thank you for listening. And if you like this video, you can like and subscribe if you want. Have a great day ahead. See you on the next one. Peace.